Human Resource Management, Semester 3, Bangalore North University, Session 20. Induction and Training. Unit 3, Induction and Training. Meaning, definition and objectives of induction will be discussed in this session. In the previous class, we discussed about problems involved in placement. After placement, what are the problems that will be encountered in the organization? That problems we have discussed in the previous session. Learning objectives of this chapter is to understand the meaning, definition, and objectives of induction. In this session, we'll discuss induction, meaning, definition, and objectives. So, what is induction? In simple, induction means it is an introduction of the new employee to the job. So you are introducing the employee to the job. We call this as induction. It is nothing but the new employees are introduced to the practices, policies, and purpose of the organization. Once you are appointed in an organization, you will be new to that organization, and the employee will not be knowing anything about the organization, anything much details about the organization. So that employee should be introduced to the practices, policies, and purposes, and that we call it as induction. It is followed by placement. After the placement, the process is like this. First, there will be a recruitment and then selection. After selection, employee will be placed. And after the placement, the employee should be given an induction. Induction is introducing the employee, giving an introduction to the employee about the organization, the policies, the procedures, and also about his job. It is like a welcoming process. You welcome the newcomer, make him feel comfortable at his workplace. He should get a feeling that this is his organization and this is his job. That kind of a feeling we need to create among the newcomer. It is helping the worker to get with new environment. So as the organization is new to him, we need to welcome him and introduce him in such a way that he should feel that it is his own environment. He should get along with the particular work environment. So it is a welcoming process and it is meaningful and it has an important place. It plays an important role in the organization because it is necessary for us to introduce the newcomer to the new job situation and what all he associated with and overall policies of the company. So induction is one of the essential concept which is very much essential for the smooth working of the organization. As the new person enters the organization, we need to create an environment. We need to welcome him in such a way that he should feel good about the organization and he should have the belongingness, feeling of belongingness towards the organization. The definition of induction. In the words of John M. H.P., orientation, or we call it as induction or orientation, is the same. Orientation orients, directs, and guides employees to understand the work, firm, colleagues, and mission. It is going to orient, it is going to direct and guide. So orientation or induction, it will give a direction and it will give a guidance, and also it orients employees to understand what work he is supposed to perform and about his organization and about colleagues and also about mission of the organization. And this orientation or induction introduces new employees to the organization and to his new task managers and work groups. So induction is overall and welcoming process and giving a proper information about the complete organization, about his own work and about the firm's work and also the mission of the organization and also people working with that particular employee and what all the work or the task he need to perform, the managers around him and also the work group associated with the organization. So according to John M. Eventuate, orientation means it orients, directs, and guides employees to understand the work that should be performed by him, the firm or the organization in which he works, the colleagues, the people who work along with him, and also the mission, the organization objective rather should be understood by the newcomer, and this orientation or induction introduces the employees to the overall organization, also his task, the task he need to perform, the managers and also the work groups along him. Then comes the objectives of induction. An induction process should serve the following objectives. First thing is introduce the new employee and the organization to each other. So you need to introduce employee to the organization and organization to the employee. Both the sides, an introduction need to happen. Employee should be introduced to the organization and organization should be introduced to the employee. Create interest in his job and the company. This orientation or induction should create interest among the employees in his job as well as in the company. So, such an introduction should be given, and we need to bring the sense of belongingness among the employees so that he will get that kind of an interest in his job. And through the induction, basic information about the working arrangement need to be given. The basic, very much required information need to be provided to the employee in the process of induction. Always we need to make the employee feel has his own environment, his own friendly environment. So we need to create a feeling of being at his own place. We call it at home environment. He should feel the place familiar to him and he should feel free to use his abilities and work. So we need to create a home like environment for the newcomer. This is also one of the objective of induction. And next is it indicates the standards of performance and behavior expected from him. The kind of an induction what we provide should introduce employee to the organization and organization to the employee so that he should know the standards of performance and what is the behavior that the organization is expecting from the employee. That also need to be understood. In such a way the induction or orientation need to be provided. And also, we need to inform the employee about the training facilities that will be provided. Either it may be an on-the-job training or it may be off-the-job training. But what kind of a training facilities that will be provided, even that has to be informed to the employee. Reduce any misunderstanding about the job or the enterprise. Some misconcepts or misunderstanding may be there before you join an organization. So such misunderstanding should be overcome. We need to give an introduction in such a way that we need to be clear in all terms and give him a clear-cut idea about the place where he is working. So such clarity will overcome the misunderstanding about the job or the enterprise. So such an induction program need to be given so that there should not be any misunderstanding about the job or about the enterprise. Facilitate good employee relations. As in the induction process, we introduce employee to the organization, colleagues, managers, and the workplace, job, everything. We need to facilitate good employee relations. We need to have a good relation among the people working in the organization. So induction should be made in such a way that the newcomer meets the employees working in the organization, and there should be a very good formal relationship among the people working together. Assist the new employee to adjust to the company, as he will be the newcomer and he may not be knowing about the policies, procedures, and all, and it is very much new to the person. Sometimes you give a placement to just passed out students, or maybe those who have experience would have been in a somewhere different company or an organization. The culture over there will be totally different, especially for the newcomers who come directly from the college to the corporate. For them, it will be a complete change will be there. So we need to assist them. Whomsoever comes to the organization, the assistance should be given in such a way that we need to help them to adjust to the new company, adjust to our company. We need to give an induction or an orientation in such a way that they quickly get adjusted to our company, so that we can overcome various other problems which we are supposed to encounter after the placement if we don't give a proper induction. And next is establish a favorable attitude about the company in the minds of the employee. So tell about the policies of the company, vision of the company. So, however you introduce the company to the employee, you need to make sure you're going to have a favorable attitude in the minds of the employee. You need to you need to showcase that the organization is in such a way that it is going to help the employee as well as the society, and the overall achievement can be done being a part of the organization. Such favorable attitude we need to create among the employee. These are the objectives of the induction.